Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. I once heard a girl ask this question: how many guys does it have to take to be considered promiscuous? And she don't understand that a sexual act is promiscuous as in itself. That means that there's only one sexual act is promiscuous, right? If you're sexual active, you're promiscuous, period. All right? Girls don't know that. This is why they have a lot of body counts, right? They don't know the thing that they're doing is the thing that's lead to their self-destructions, right? By having just one sexual partner, having sex out of wedlock, right? Premarital sex, that's considered a promiscuous act, and they don't understand that. They have to ask this question that's easily to be answered, right? If you're a sexual person, sexually active, right, doing all these fornication, even one time, self gratification, that is a promiscuous act, right? It's not supposed to be doing unless you're doing with your significant others, right? Unless you're doing it with your mate, right? They don't understand this. It only just takes one act of promiscuity to be promiscuous, and most of these girls out there, they are promiscuous. Why do you think, right? Why do you think repressed girls, sexually repressed girls, are so sexually active, right? Extremely religious girls. They are the most sexually repressive and the most sexually active. And they the one that want to get married the most because they have this urges to release themselves. These urges to fornicate. Right? It's only natural. I'm not saying it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's natural human being. They have urges, emotion, right? The adrenaline to reproduce at a certain age because their hormone are at this peak when they're young. Right? This is why a lot of young girls are extremely sexual active. Right? 20, 16, all these stuff, 14. As soon as they hit puberty, they become sexually active. Right? And this is why they tell men to be strong, so you know how to control your urges at a young age. This is why they tell you, like for instance, church, right? They tell you not to do this because it tells you to do this because you have to build the willpower, the strong control of yourself. That later in your life you can easily control and say no to people, say no to women if they try to mislead you to do something that you don't want to do, to trap you, right? Control yourself. Right? This is why they encourage you to hold back as long as you can, to retain yourself. Right? Because if you can't do that, that means you can fall into sin, right? You can fall, you can be a prey, you can be a victim, right, of your weakness. This is why your sexual urge, if you can't control it, is considered a weakness, right? Now, women, they can't control it. This is their one weakness. This is why they feel like they have to fornicate with as much people as they want in their younger age. That's why when they hit at the age of what, 30, they have like 50 body counts or higher, right? They have all these high body counts because at the young age they don't know how to control themselves, right? Why you think religious girls are so easy? All right, they're so easy to get because their hormone is hopped up. They're hopped up on hormones and they can't control it because they're misguided through life. They're rebellious. So what do when they're rebellious? They go bang as much guys as they can, right? This is why Christian girls are hyperactive, right? Mormons, Catholics, right? They marry at a young age. Christian married at a young age. Mormon married at a young age. Catholic married at a young age in order for them to get that sexual drive out, right? Because they're freaking sexually active at that young age, right? And if they don't get married, they'll disobey their faith and go sleep around, and this is what leads to them having high body counts in life. All right, so these kind of acts, right? These sexual acts is promiscuous in itself, right? It's promiscuous, and you don't need to just. There's no max number. There's no point of number of body counts where you consider yourself as promiscuous, right? It's not like, oh, you hit 10 body counts, okay, you're considered promiscuous. There you go, right? It only take one. By you define your faith and stuff like that, you're promiscuous in itself. They're promiscuous in itself, let me say that, right? This is why guys, they have to control themselves. Not to be able to control your sexual urges is the weakest, is considered weak-minded. You have to control yourself. You have to enough discipline yourself, right? To control yourself, right? It's strong-minded people. Why do you think monk are able to do this, right? Monk, Buddhist monk, um, Christian monk, all this stuff. These men of higher thinking, these men of um, of high discipline, they are able to control their sexual urges because they have so much control in themselves, right? So that means they're not easily conflicted in life. If you are easily if your sex drive is controlling you, that means you're bound to be conflicted in life. You're bound to be controlled. People can control you. Women can use their sexual behavior to manipulate you, right? To deceive you, to put you in this compromising position, right? Do you want to be in this compromising position? Do you want to be fooled? Do you want to be taken advantage of? Right? In order to not to be taken advantage of, you need to know how to control your urges. Right? Have a focus. Have a main point. Have a plan to go in life, to reach a goal. Right? A woman should not be a goal in life. Woman is not a goal. Right? A relationship is not a goal in life. Right? That is not a goal. Because you can start a relationship with anybody, with any woman out there. Alright? It's easy to start a relationship. It's not that hard. What is hard is to achieving certain kind of goals in life. Right? A certain kind of status. That's what's hard. To control yourself, to discipline yourself, to put yourself in a routine so you could be on the right path. Alright? But back to what I was saying, promiscuity. Alright? There's a reason why people don't condone that. Alright? These acts of promiscuity is going to lead to a lot of uncertainties in your life. It's going to lead to what? You're going to pick up STIs, STDs, whatever, infections. You're going to build up resentment because when you're promiscuous, you're not participating in making love. You're participating in fornication, in sexual acts. It's not when you fornicate and when you be promiscuous, there's no love involved in that. Right? It's lust. That's all lust. When you're promiscuous, basically lust. Lust is one of the downfalls. And your sins. Sins lead to your downfall. Right? When you make love, it's not based on lust. Right? When you're making love, you're sacrificing yourself to have a kid. You're sacrificing yourself to have a kid because when you have a kid, you sacrifice all your earnings for that one kid. That's why it's called making love. Love is a sacrifice, right? But if you're just fornicating, just fornicate and not for breeding, then you're just being lustful, right? And then when you're being lustful, you make mistakes, and what happened? Now you fall into the trap. Now you have a kid out of wedlock, right? Now you're trapped for 18 years. Now you have to work harder for something that you didn't intend to have, a kid, right? So, promiscuity, this is why it's frowned upon, right? If you're just making love just for the heck of making love, then it'll ultimately lead to your downfall. It will destroy you at the end. That's why they tell you not to be promiscuous. Promiscuous is also has to do with infidelity as well. It's cheating on people. It has to do with sex, period. That's what it is. You're doing all these hedonist things, these debaucherous things, right? That's why in most religion out there, it tells you not to do this kind of stuff. Because you'll land on your face, all right? You're not achieving your greatness. You can't control yourself when you be promiscuous. That's what it is. It's self-control, right? If you can't control when it comes to sex, what else can't control? You can't control your anger. You can't control anything else. You can't control your emotions. That's what it's all about. It's all about control. That's why people tend to not advocate promiscuity, right? If they advocate promiscuity, that means they're telling you to lose control, to do anything you want. You're not supposed to do anything you want. If you do anything you want, you're not equating consequences in life, right? To do what you want, you're not considering the outcome. You're not considering the consequences. You're not considering the downfall, right? Do it without well, right? That whole phrases, that's a reckless phrase to think, right? You're not supposed to do anything that well without considering the consequences, right? Do it that well, that is the wrong mindset to think, because that will lead to your downfall. Do as thou wilt lead to your downfall, right? But, just one act of sexual intercourse without marriage, without being in a relationship with a partner, right? Without being faithful, without being all this stuff, that is promiscuous in itself, right? It only just take one act of sexual deviancy is a promiscuous thing, right? That's including sex out of wedlock, having sex, right? Having a kid, self fornication, self gratifications. That is a promiscuous act, and you're not supposed to do that. It's for you to control yourself. You have to learn how to control yourself. Men, right there, out there, you have to control yourself. Right? Don't let your sexual urges control you. You want to be the better of the powerful person and control your sexual urges. Think with your big head and not your small head. On that note, guys, if I missed something, leave a comment below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.